27 of Jacksonville, thinking touchdown all the way, and using up the clock are the Raiders. Smith throws. What a catch! It's Bowers! Brock Bowers has a Raider touchdown!
There's so many things about this route that were exceptional. Watch how he misses the cadence and slows down off the ball to create that then a little stick to the outside, and then the explosion across the football field. Stop it. Brock Bowers just became my favorite player. That's it. That's it. He's my favorite player.
You were already bragging about him before the game. Wasn't he one of your players to watch?
He was one of my top 5 players. Okay. Now he's my favorite.
Okay. He moved up that quickly. The extra point, a big deal by Carlson. Bowers, a 2-touchdown game on 9 catches. You know, last year against the Jags, he had 11 catches in a big game, but nothing like this. But boy, that knee was, you could see it was better when he took off.
Oh yeah, he got plenty of juice now. Look at that throw, beautiful. Right, ball placement right out in front of the receiver. Let him catch it in stride and then just explode into the end zone. But the one thing you said going into that drive, Chris, sorry about that. The one as I'm knocking you around the booth.
Yeah, he's knocking the notes out of my hand. He's as excited as you are.
Yeah, Chip Kelly excited. But the one thing we said is, hey, you want to eat up some clock? You won't you won't sit there and say, hey, we're not going to score. You want to eat up clock here, but you give him plenty of time with 2 timeouts left to the Jacksonville Jaguars to respond. Wow, what a game! What a finish!
Geno Smith working on his 20th career game-winning drive. If this holds up, it'd be his first of this season. Raiders in the second half, after the Geno Smith interception, remember they came out first to start the second half, field goal, touchdown. But time for the Jags with 2 timeouts, and remember they have a record-setting kicker in Cam Little, and all they need is 3 for a tie. Tootin, who scored the touchdown a moment ago, is down around the 27.5-yard line.
And just remember now that missed extra point at the beginning of the game for the Raiders, that looms large right now, because now a field goal, as you mentioned, ties up the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was big. This 3-touchdown game. Every extra point in a game like this, but 3-touchdown game for Geno Smith through the air. Crosby has a sack today, so the stars are showing up for the Raiders. Will they for the Jags? It's a lot of Trevor Lawrence without Travis Hunter, without De'Ami Brown. Dumps it off to Travis Etienne, who slips.
Just such a big money drive for number 16, Trevor Lawrence. Answer a lot of the questions. Big time pressure there. Dump it to your back.
Pressure coming. Lawrence dumps it off to Etienne, and he's hit hard, but Etienne keeps going across the 46-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for the Jags.
Now right there, that's why you want to wrap up. You got to wrap up. Butler just goes for the blunt force trauma hit.
Lawrence has time. He's going to keep and get across midfield, and the clock will run.
Call your timeout.
Timeout, yep. Jags will have 1 remaining.
Second charge timeout, Jacksonville. 30-second timeout.
Well, let's go back to Adam Butler, who you got to wrap up, man. I mean, big time hit, dump off, great decision by Trevor Lawrence. Now watch Butler, bam! And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, what? He's still going? That was my best stuff. That is a big time collision. How Etienne keeps his balance, I have no idea, but you got to wrap that dude up. Great job, young man.
He's run it. He's caught it. He's kept the Jags in position here.
I like this shirt right there. That looked like Drew Carey.
Second down 7. Lawrence. Pass is complete. And slipping is Tim Jones. Stepped out of bounds but got the first down. It stops the clock. And now the Jags can run it if they want to set themselves up for the field goal or go for broke.
Well, they're going to go for broke, no question about it. But great job by Tim Jones. I mean, he just got called up to the active roster and making a play down here late.
Started the season with the Vikings and was cut on a practice squad. But because of the injuries, called up and made a great catch and carry on a 15-yard pickup. Lawrence and incomplete. Hunter along that, that looked like it was out of his reach.
Yeah, I think maybe Max Crosby got a little piece of this coming off right here. Watch him get his big paw up there. See, he knew that. Yep, he knew that rush. He wasn't going to get there, right? He got double team. He stops his rush and then gets his hand in the air and tries to affect that pass. And you can see him grabbing his wrist, saying, "Man, I got a piece of that."
Still a chance. Long couldn't hold it. Now 2nd and 10. Trevor Lawrence is going to keep it and run and slide inside the 30. And a timeout. Jags, their last. 23 seconds remain. Cam Little, who, as we mentioned and keep repeating for those that haven't watched from the beginning, kicked a 68-yard field goal. That's an NFL record right before the half. So you figure you got the tie in the bank.
Right, and you've got the 26 seconds right now, no timeout. So if you don't get this first down, you can't clock it. So then it's potential Mayday, meaning everybody's got to rush off the field, PAT field goal, line up there, and be ready if we don't convert on this 3rd and 5.
No timeouts. How much time do you need to get your field goal unit out there? What can
you want about 17 seconds at the very least. 17 seconds. So you've got the time right now, but it's going to be tight.
And right now you're looking at a 48-yard field goal try if they get nothing.
Right. If you get that first down now, you got to run up there. You got to get that thing spiked.
Lawrence, deep, incomplete. Went for broke with 20 seconds remaining. It was Austin Trammell, another receiver, called up. Yeah, this will be a 48-yard try, but the NFL record setter, and it broke the Justin Tucker 66-yarder. From 68, as you said, Mark, it looked like it could have gone another 5 or 10 yards. Wow.
Yeah, go ahead and celebrate, man. That was a big-time kick.
But he has had a rocky season. Coming into this game, he made just 3 of his last 7 field goals.
The spot of the ball had to be adjusted. Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
So that'll add some time. I'm not sure why Pete's upset about that. But he added time. Cam Little for the tie and just got it through. He hit from 48 here, 68 before the half, and 16 seconds remaining. We're tied at 23.
What a hold, because this is a little bit of an errant snap. Watch this hold. On the ground, grab it, spin it, and give it to your kicker. Man, that is big time by Cook.
Yeah, Logan Cook, who has had a good game. He's been a steady punter for them through the years. Handled that well as they celebrate. And all 3 timeouts for the Raiders now, but only 16 seconds remain. Remember, they put a little bit more on when they respotted the ball. So how do you want to kick this off? You don't want to mess around here with the landing zone and giving the receiving team any kind of advantage in terms of yardage with so little time.
Well, Raiders have had some pretty decent kick returns.
Yeah, Mostert's been good.
Yeah, I try to kick it away from Mostert, make Laube return this kick.
Got to get it inside the 20. If you kick it through the end zone, they're coming out to the 35. It'll be Raheem Mostert from inside his own 5. And Mostert gets up to the 34-yard line of the Raiders. 10 seconds remain. If you're wondering about the Raiders kicker, Daniel Carlson, his career long is 57, his season long is 54, but in the pregame he showed range from about 60. As Trevor Lawrence got his team in position to tie, there's Carlson.
Well, you're going to need at least 15, 20 yards just to get a Hail Mary off in the last play of the game after a timeout.
Trey Tucker, the speediest guy the Raiders have, and the sack will come for Jacksonville, and Josh Hines-Allen was in on that with Emmanuel Ogbah. What a game. Defensive struggle in the first half. Second half, after an interception by Geno Smith, Trevor Lawrence keeps himself. The Raiders answer. One of the 3 touchdown passes from Geno Smith. Ashton Jeanty took that one in. Facial Tootin, the rookie for Jacksonville. And then moments ago, the catch and the sprint to the end zone by Brock Bowers, who's had a heck of a game. And then the field goal just slipping through from 48. It's the first overtime of the season for both of these teams. And Mark, a quick look at the rules. 10 minutes. Each team the opportunity to possess the ball. That's the new part. If still tied after 1 possession each, the next score wins.
Overtime procedures. If a safety scored on the first possession, the game is over and the scoring team wins. However, if a field goal or touchdown scored on the opening possession, the opponent will have an opportunity for a possession. Both teams have 2 full timeouts. Neither team has any replay challenges. All the replay reviews will come from the replay booth. Timing will be just like the fourth quarter, with the exception will be a 10-minute quarter. If the score is still tied at the end of the 10 minutes, will end in a tie. Jacksonville, since you're the visiting team, you'll call the toss, heads, tails. What's your choice? Tails have been called. It is tails. Jacksonville's won the toss. You want to receive. Which way you want to kick? Jacksonville won the toss and will receive the overtime kickoff. Good luck, gentlemen.
Interesting on the option of receiving versus playing defense first. We're in overtime, and for one of these teams, it'll be a heartbreak tonight. For the other, they'll have a peaceful, easy feeling. Overtime at Allegiant Stadium, Week 9, and from here we can see the world-famous Sphere. Weekend started with a great show there by the Eagles. And the Raiders and Jags are putting on a heck of a show here. Mark Schlereth, Chris Myers, Christina Pink down on the field. And the encore, these 2 teams have come back out, winning the toss, but wanting the ball, Jacksonville. Austin Trammell on the return. It has a big hole. Trammell sprints across the 40. Can Carlson slow him down? He does at the 45 of the Raiders.
Well, that's the way you get it done right there. Austin Trammell, great job splitting the defense, going up the football field, get everybody drawn toward those numbers, then break it back to the opposite side all the way across the field. And Carlson hunting him down, getting him out of bounds, but what a great way to start this drive.
An undrafted free agent added because of the receiver injuries, and that includes Travis Hunter. two-way player, the outstanding rookie inactive, leading receiver coming in. And what a return of 54 yards. Two backs. LaQuinton Allen Jr. and Travis Etienne. And it's Etienne knocked down right away. Adam Butler making another big play in the middle.
Well, that time Adam Butler learned from the past, right? Going to wrap that one up. Little swim move on the outside. Watch him here. Swim and then slide back down, tight down the line of scrimmage to make that tackle. That's picture-perfect technique and understanding of what you're trying to do flying around, man. These guys are playing.
19th carry for Etienne. Trevor Lawrence fires and open as Parker Washington. He's been the top receiver today. Ryan Thomas Jr. limped off. De'Ami Brown went to the locker room. So he's having to do it with a mixed cast.
Well, they're just going to run this little combination, this curl right underneath there to Parker Washington. How about that on-target throw, man? I'm telling you what, Trevor Lawrence has acquitted himself quite well. He started off a lot of inaccurate throws, man. It's been the last couple of weeks taking sacks, but this kid right now playing really good football.
Over 200 yards passing. He's run for a touchdown. The pitch to Etienne. He will cut back and work his way down to the 22-yard line, and that should be enough for the first down, and it is.
And you want to talk about, and so look at it. Let's get the big guys out here. Big guy, big guy, big guy, right? Put all your big guys out there and get to the edge. Cut back, just big old wave of bodies on that right-hand side of the defense. Get movement and then give your back the opportunity to cut against the grain.
Facial Tootin straight ahead. Tough yards, and the rookie's got another first down.
Well, this is what the running game does for you, Chris. Those 2-yard gains, those 1-yard gains, those 3-yard gains in the first half, in the first quarter, they become 8-yard breakout runs because you wear a defense out. You take the starch out of the defense, and then you could just get that push. Tootin there, driving his legs.
140 rush yards for the Jags today, and maybe that's the reason they took the ball. There's some debate in overtime, with the new rule, let the other team get it first, and then but they maybe thought the Raider defense, they could wear them down, and they're doing it now. The pitch, it's Tootin again, and Tootin runs out of bounds with another big pickup.
I'm gonna something really smart here. Hunter Long on the edge. Watch him get this reach block, but watch him let go. This is so smart. Let go, and let the so otherwise you hold on to that thing, you're going to get a holding call. So at some point you have to have the feel that Hunter Long had there, this intelligence to say, hey, I got to let this thing go before I get flagged. Really nice job by Hunter Long.
Extra lineman is in. Etienne is back in. Etienne, stutter step, Travis Etienne. Short of the goal line, but should be enough for another first down, and it is.
That's what you do. You line up with that heavy personnel. You bring in that extra offensive lineman, and you're attacking Max Crosby. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but you want to go after him. He's so active. You want to get him to stop his feet, and then you want him to have to take on those big bodies. You want to have him hold that point. And I tell you what, it makes it hard to pass rush when they are loading you with offensive lineman after offensive lineman.
Facial Tootin back in. He gets the football. Picked up right away by Max Crosby. I don't know if they were running at him, but he was making sure they weren't running forward.
Well, that time, Max Crosby, you just watch him cut underneath here. He's got all these double teams. He's just got that feel. Look at that rip, using that offside shoulder to rip underneath the offensive lineman and then just hunt down the line of scrimmage to make a play in the backfield. There is no quit, no give up in 98. He's one of the best I've ever watched play the game.
ETN, Wildcat direct snap, and he'll get down near the goal line. Just short. After they lost 2, then they go with a Wildcat direct snap, and he's close.
What a job. They're approaching 40 runs right now. And that defense of the Raiders is tired. Hey, man, 4-down territory. Just run the football. QB sneak right here.
He already has 1 touchdown run on a quarterback draw. And Lawrence, all he has to do is fall forward. It's even inside the 1. It is Lawrence forward, no signal yet. Some late hands. Is that an official? No, he's saying stub not in. It was hard to tell. He's short by about 2 inches.
Let's see right here. He wedges in there. Look at over the top. Devin White just goes over the top. Really nice job by the Raiders.
Now, would you, this close, remember, the Raiders will have a chance to respond. With the amount of time and where they'd start out if you don't get it, would you decide on maybe a field goal here?
First charge timeout, Jacksonville. 30 seconds.
Or you got to go for it?
No, I like to go for it here because, I mean, ultimately, if you're on the road, you punch this thing in. If you don't get it, 99 yards off your own goal line, I don't think that's, the odds of that are very good. You'll get another opportunity to have possession with a short field, you would think. So,
and if you stop them defensively, of course, you only have 1 timeout now. You'll have 2 coming into the overtime, and they just used 1 to Jacksonville. But probably thinking Liam Cohen's offense 2 for 2 on 4th down in this game. What a weekend of close games around the NFL. Had 1 tie in the league so far, the game that ended at a tie. Remember that Packard-Cowboy game? It's the 4th overtime across the league this year. And what about matchups we've been talking about? The Jags going big, big, big. I mean, all they need is a couple of inches.
Yes, I would get back in that big formation, hand that ball to my running back. Understand that Max Crosby's going to make a play.
But even if they
inside, just get him off the ball.
Even if they get the touchdown, the Raiders will still have a chance to respond. And if they don't get the touchdown or equal that, then it's game, set, match. On 4th and goal, reaching across, touchdown! Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have the lead in overtime. Remember, he's got great wingspan at 6'6" and a half.
And watch this over the top, take a little bit of a drop step. Get that ball. Remember, it only has to cross the goal line and secures it, gets it over. And man, Trevor Lawrence, how about this after 2 games with all the questions? You start this game not really being sharp as far as accuracy is concerned, and now a game-tying field goal drive, and now a potential game winner.
And the critical extra point. So the Raiders are going to have to get the touchdown and the extra point unless they go for 2. What started out as a defensive struggle, 2 teams hoping to refresh the second half of the season going into the bye week, coming off lopsided losses. Jacksonville's been stuck on 4 wins. The Raiders stuck on 2. What an amazing game with a record-setting kick by Cam Little. And really both of these quarterbacks coming up big here, especially in the second half and now in overtime for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, you put that drive together. Remember, your defense sitting for about 7 minutes almost on the sideline right now, trying to get themselves fresh. Remember now also, no Walker. He was ejected earlier in the game, so that they don't have one of their premier edge rushers, and they're missing also a great slot corner in Lewis.
Rookie head coach Liam Cohen noted for his play calling, staying a step ahead. Look at this drive in overtime, 10 plays. You mentioned chewing up almost 6.5 minutes of overtime. So the Raiders, with their 2 timeouts, are going to have a lot of time to play with. And remember, they need the touchdown and the extra point. They missed an extra point earlier, or we might not be in this situation. Cam Little with the boot, and Raheem Mostert has had a 50-plus return. May have another one across midfield. Look at Mostert go inside the 45 of Jacksonville.
I mean, there was nothing tricky about that. You just caught the ball and go, and then Little, who just, you know what, that was a good effort.
He got in the way.
Him up. Yeah, he slowed him up and let the rest of the football players go in there and make a tackle. But Mostert's been unbelievable on the return, and now you've got great field position.
At age 33, Mostert with a return of 51 yards. And his quarterback, Geno Smith, at age 35, at his 13th year, but first with the Raiders. Fires catch at the 41, and knocked back is Bowers.
Man, how about this return for Brock Bowers? Missed 3 weeks, really got hurt in the third quarter of the first game of the season, kind of limped around for a few games before they decided to sit him down, and man, he has been an impact player. Truly their number 1 guy and the guy who makes this offense go.
It's really a tight end driven offense, not only on the ground for blocking, but in the receiving area, because their receivers hadn't done much today. That's Bowers in motion, moving around. Geno Smith is in trouble, and he's going to be sacked by Josh Hines-Allen. He came in with only a half a sack, and now he's got 1.5.
Man, turning a tight hoop. Here he is down here on the bottom, and just the explosion right here. Chop, and then that tight hoop, and relying on your guys to help you out. Armstead, I think, out there forced Geno to stop his feet, which gave Hines-Allen the opportunity to come back in there and get that sack.
The 2-minute warning in the overtime. Raiders on the ropes. Do they have enough in them to pull this out? They're down 7 in overtime. Former first overall draft pick in his 5th season. Still doubters, facing criticism. Another new coordinator, another head coach. But Trevor Lawrence has his team with the lead in overtime, watching Geno Smith do his thing. From the 45 of the Jags, Smith, after the sack, throws and completes to the speedy Trey Tucker. And he's got a first down inside the 25 of the Jags.
I just man-to-man right here, and you clear off the backside, and then you just get your little speedster. See all those guys clearing? Man-to-man coverage. Get your speedster Tucker the ball. That's just an easy pitch and catch for Geno Smith. They're on the move.
It's only the 5th or 6th catch by a Raider receiver today. It's been tight ends in the backs, but a big gainer of 22 yards. Smith goes dropped by Tucker, and he had some room to take off. 1:17 to play.
That's one we always talk about, right? Secure the football before you decide to run. Take your eye off the ball. You want to spin and go get yardage. Tucker, a
Track star in high school. 4 touchdown catches this year. That leads the Raider team in receptions for scores. Now 2nd and 10. Geno Smith is out of it, being chased. And eventually, Josh Hines-Allen got to him.
Geno doing a great job of climbing the pocket. You see Tucker gets knocked down there, and clock is running. They got to move here a little bit.
2 timeouts. I don't know why they would. He gained 3, so it's 3rd and 7 45 and ticking. Quick pass is caught. Go to the sure-handed Brock Bowers, who gets out of bounds to stop the clock and gets the first down.
That's why they weren't in a hurry right there. They knew they had 89. They were like, no big deal.
I mean, he threw that before Bowers even turned.
Yeah, and I love the slide behind line of scrimmage. You're getting a lot of man-to-man coverage. You see Jones right there. So just taking behind line of scrimmage, make Jones run through all that traffic. There's Bowers making the catch and getting down the sideline for the first down.
From just inside the 10, first and goal. 35 seconds left in overtime. Geno Smith with all kinds of time. Heaves it for the end zone. Catch! Flag! Trey Tucker has a Raider touchdown, and they're going to wave it off. Did he not hang on? He could not hold it as he went to the ground, but there is a flag.
Now you're going to get deep PI on Miller.
Pass interference, number 51, the defense. Since the foul occurred in the end zone, the ball replaced the 1-yard line, automatic first down.
Well, when you stop, man, I mean, you don't get your head around. You stop as a receiver. You see the hand on the receiver in the end zone. And that's tough, man, because Miller can't stop himself.
Wow, 25 seconds left. Ashton Genty will get knocked backwards.
Got to get a timeout.
And they use it with 20 showing on the clock.
Well, first charge timeout, Las Vegas.
I wonder what's racing through the lineman here as we just know where to go.
Yeah, well, it started with Ogba, number 90, just getting some penetration, driving it in there.
I know it's one step at a time, but with 20 seconds, should the Raiders, Liam Cohen's still upset about that pass interference, should they get the touchdown, do you kick the extra point for the tie, or do you go for 2 and the win?
You go for 2 and the win. I mean, you're 2-5 right now. That to me just is the no-brainer. You're here to win a football game at home and kickstart your season 100%. You score a touchdown, you go for 2.
Jags defense been dragged across the field on this drive. Second and goal. Geno Smith has it. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown! Brock Bowers! And I think you saw the signal from Geno Smith. He put up 2 fingers. What a throw, and Bowers continuing an exceptional game.
A little high-low mesh. We're going to get a guy this wide and then a guy on the back end here. Bowers coming around the back end. So you're trying to clear that out, create some space in the middle of the football field, and Geno Smith on target to his all-star tight end.
Pete Carroll, his Raiders 1 for 2, going for 2-point conversions, and the guy who got it was that guy, Bowers. It's a beat-up secondary for Jacksonville. No Jordan Lewis, no Eric Murray. Travis Hunter inactive for this game.
Well, there's 2 things you got to be thinking right now. If you're the Raiders, get it to 89. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, defend him.
Raiders going for the win. They're going for broke in Vegas. And we're going to get a timeout.
Second and final timeout, overtime, Jacksonville. 30-second timeout.
Do you see how quickly they sprinted up to the line of scrimmage? That is, 1, that is to put some fear into you so you can't make a call. At 2, that's why you got that timeout right there. That's called a Polaroid timeout. We're like, wait a minute, you're going to sprint up there, you're going to quick snap us. No, we want to know exactly what you're in and kind of what you're doing here.
Do you still have a Polaroid, or do you use your phone and your camera phone? Because that's been a while. But 12 out of 13 when Geno Smith has gone to Brock Bowers. Touchdowns, now they need 2 for the win.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
What a game. for the Geno Smith for the win, knocked away. And the Jags defense, Devon Hamilton, swats it away to secure a 1-point win on the road. The Raiders gambled and lost.
Well, he had Lockett wide open, had him twisted around, and Devon Hamilton knocks it down.
A thrilling end to this overtime matchup. The Jags swat away the Raiders to win it by 1. More in a moment.